Good morning, children. So in this video we are going to learn about the various factors which are affecting the climate of the place. I tried my best to draw one thing for you. See this, just assume this is Earth. This is the center line. This is imaginary line. And this is known as equator. And this is sun. So the rays are falling, And see, this is the equator, the center. The Earth's ray, the sun rays, the rays of the sun fall vertically on the equator. Vertically means straight. The sun rays, this way. The rays of the sun fall vertically. Vertically means straight on the equator. And this side, it keeps on going, this side, this side, this side. These are the polar region, North Pole, South Pole. And here, they are slanting at the polar region. So this is also going to affect the climate, because these vertical rays are going to have more heat on this side. The places near equator receive more heat because of these straight rays of the sun. So this is also going to affect our climate. So let's start learning about that. So this I've just drawn to make you understand that what we are going to learn. We are going to learn about the various factors which are going to affect the climate of that place. And this is imaginary line, equator. Equator is not there on our Earth. This is imaginary line, the center line. This is known as equator. So the sun rays fall, or the rays of the sun, they fall vertical on the equator. So the areas near the equator, they are receiving more heat. And the polar regions, they are receiving these type of slanting rays. So here the climate is little cool. So let's try to understand. Okay. Factors affecting the climate of a place. Climate of a region is influenced by the various factors. Let us read about some of the factors that influence the climate conditions of a place. The very first one, latitude or distance from the equator. Keep in mind, latitude means the distance. Latitude means, or they have written latitude or distance from the equator. Like the way I told you, from equator, near the equator, the places here, they are going to receive more heat, because the rays of the sun, they fall vertical on this side, on the equator. The places near the equator are warmer than the places which are far away from it. This is because, so please underline, what is the reason? This is because the rays of the sun fall vertical, means straight on the equator, and slanting on the polar region. Slanting means this way. This is the slanting on the polar region. This is North Pole, this is South Pole. So keep in mind. Okay. When they fall vertically, they are concentrated over a smaller region, and they fall and when they fall at a slant, they are spread over a larger region. Therefore, places near the equator receive more heat. So please underline, places near the equator receive more heat, because the rays of the sun, they fall vertical on the equator. Now the altitude, keep in mind, this was the latitude, distance from the equator. This means altitude means height above the sea level. Mountains are always cooler than the plains. The temperature decreases with the height of the place. So please underline, this is also very important line. The temperature decreases with what? With the height of a space. That is the only reason mountains are always cooler than plains. Therefore, the higher we go, the cooler it becomes. Now, distance from the sun. Places near the sea have moderately cool climate. We are far away from sea. Okay, so we are having extreme type of climate in Punjab. In summers we have extreme heat. In winters we are going to have extreme cool. This is moderately cool climate, while places in the interior have extreme climate. This is because water heats and cools slower than land. When warm air over the land rises, it is replaced by the cool air from the sea. This sea breeze cools the coastal areas in summer and warms them in winter. This is the only thing, because from the sea, when we are having sea, if you are going to draw here this portion of India,